Okay, so Shane here, daily-astrocat.com, and today is Thursday, the 11th of December. So let's go. The moon's still in Virgo, okay? Alas, it's not as focused as it was yesterday. Oh, well. Something different's in the air, and it's getting closer, however. As it gets closer, we swallow the bitter reactions we have to others who are trying to F with us, okay? That is Mercury in the final degrees of Scorpio. The anoretic degree, right? Brings out all the worst traits. Revenge, power, lust, yes, all that stuff. Now, we can see clearly now who opposes us and who is for us. And we can also see that why this shit really doesn't matter, okay? Our creative and otherworldly views are far more important than somebody's trivial BS games, okay? That's right. Mercury direct, okay, is in the final trine with Neptune. The end of Scorpio, right? This brings forth a new force that's going to be released, right? Our words are going to carry deeper meanings. And they can also free us from relying on the 3D work for our needs, if that is what we desire. If yesterday was any indication, most of you did quite well, right? Got a lot of comments and stuff about how, wow, this was just a great day. Thanks for letting me know. Yes, that's perfectly about what this was about. Today, it's about seeing things for what they are, and then just deciding to move in another direction, a creative direction, a direction that's more independent, perhaps, a higher direction, higher elevation, keeping yourself elevated, right? Now, Mercury leaves Scorpio today, and it's going to leave hungry, all right? Still almost conjunct with Black Moon Lilith, right? That desire, that not wanting to be put down, that not wanting to be your own dog, okay? Yes, that's exactly what it is. Now, you only have to wait. Now, and Mercury's going to blast into the Sagittarius period. Really will. But you're going to have to wait until the 17th for Mercury to reach the point where it can really go beyond, because that's where Mercury goes beyond the 6-degree mark of Sagittarius. That's where the shadow period ends, right? That's where we are done recovering. We're done covering ground, and then we're going for new ground, right? We're no longer making up the old ground and saying, hey, what worked, what didn't work, what's better, what's not better, what is it that we've done? There's all sorts of things that are in there that are going to be revealed. However, the 17th is when things are going to get interesting in Sagittarius. The key word today is emerging, right? We got some stuff emerging. We got some things that are emerging, some feelings, some unseen stuff, right? With Neptune going direct, Mercury in Scorpio is like, for the third time, it's like, okay, that's clear vision, right? That is something that we can see, because Mercury can go places where none of the other planets could go in the mythology, right? And Mercury was one of the only gods that could go into Hades and come out and tell a tale, right? Yeah, exactly. Or Hermes, right? Hermes, Mercury, same thing, right? So our color is Aurora green. Just look outside if you live in the northern states. Sagittarius season gets winged sandals as Mercury joins the party in this opportunistic and optimistic sign. That's right. Learning is a special focus today. Focus on learning. Many of us are coming off of a productivity high that we experienced yesterday. Okay? Now we need to settle in and become more flexible as we ease into the solstice. All right? Make some time. Take time to celebrate. Consider our relationship. In other words, you get more flexible. We got to consider our relationship to our spirit guides, because that's going to be important too, as we touch on the holidays, and we celebrate the season with our loved ones. And that's what we need to be flexible for, to have time to do that stuff. Now, Not that I would recommend doing it today. However, the fourth quarter of the moon occurs at 20 degrees of Virgo today at 3:52 p.m. Now, nothing good will come of relationships today, and it's because the moon was square Venus. All right? Mercury in the final degree, Scorpio, is going to be best spent on creative endeavors. Okay? Take advantage of that Neptune trine instead of trying to win over paramours, because you're just going to do it by threatening people or something like that, you know? Scorpio stuff. All right, so be efficient and keep a business-like tone. No matter how much somebody may deserve it, do not lose your cool. Let karma do its job. Stay elevated and make sure you carry on. Now, something I neglected to say is that at 5:40 p.m., today is when Mercury will enter Sagittarius. So we feel this stuff all the time. Not just when it perfects, right? It's before, it's after. It can be a week after, depending on what planet's involved and the size of the orbs. Those little leeway that we give the planets when they're in the charts. You know, the sun and the moon obviously carry the largest orb because they're luminaries, right? Yeah, luminaries. Usually, typically, they carry about a 10-degree orb, all right? Pretty big. Jupiter also gets a large orb because of the benefic status that it enjoys. Most of the other planets usually use about a 5-degree orb. There's some that default to a 7. I think on the Time Passages app, so that one can get kind of it's a little generous on the orbs, but you know, they overall they do encompass that, and they do give you applying and separating on that particular app. So that's an interesting thing to know. So okay, so I told you when Mercury is going to be entering Sagittarius. Something's goes right as we get wind of the second installment of our Scorpio rewards. That's later on tonight. We have a sextile with Jupiter. Jupiter, increase, right? It doesn't matter if it's retrograde in Cancer. It's what we deserve. It's what we've worked for, right? Yes, that's okay. It's an increase. It's a big deal. A big deal for Jupiter, right? Now, it's a big deal for you, too. All indications are that this pattern will continue if you so desire it to. Things, they change every day. Now, you can either fight the headwinds of change or you can be the storm. It's up to you. Okay, so in 1882, Boston's Bijou Theater, the first American playhouse lit exclusively by electricity, held its first performance. Gilbert and Sullivan's comic opera Yolante. Okay? Yes. And our birth is Hector Berlioz, born in 1803, died in 1869. He's a French composer of the Symphonie Fantastique, and he was born in Le Côte de Saint-André in France. And that's all I have for you. So thank you, everybody, for your kind notes. I've got a bunch of notes out there, a bunch of conversations going with people. Keep them coming, guys. I love talking about this stuff. When I get a chance, you see how much I will talk about this stuff. If you've written me and you get a response, I appreciate it. Thank you for liking the comments. I really do. Hey, share this, okay? Share this with other people. Make it grow faster. It only gets better, right? Sure it does. Been doing this for 8 years. You know, that whole focused moon thing is actually my own kind of like take on things, and it really works out well. When there's no aspects of the moon, that's when you can really feel that energy manifest itself in the way that in ways the sign actually is, because the moon affects us all emotionally, right? Of course. So we're able to tap into that and able to use that Virgo energy of the detail and the sorting and just getting stuff done. Earth energy, right? The earth sign energy of accomplishing things to get that stuff done. And that is what you get here with me, daily-astrocat.com. Thank you so much for coming by. God, it's hard for me to talk about that stuff. That's why I let AI write the descriptions for these, because it's hard for me to say, like, hey, he's funny. Hey, he's right. Hey, this is accurate. Better to let AI say it, right? At least that's the humble part of it. All right. Appreciate and love every single one of you. Today's the 6th. Oh, let's recap. color is Aurora green? The key word is emerging because Mercury's coming out of that Scorpio shadow and into Sagittarius and ready to almost start rocking and rolling. And there we go. Aurora green, emerging. Today's the 6th. Happy astrocatting.